Hello, beautiful people. Come on in and welcome back to an all-new episode of Point of View. We've got a lot to dive into today. Coming up, the hashtag TrumpIsDead and where is Trump went completely viral over Labor Day weekend. The internet really tried to convince people that President Trump was dead. But why? Plus, we have the latest trending news you need to know. And later, don't miss Girlfriend's Guide and Unpopular Opinion with our co-hosts for today's show, Shirley and Sunset. Welcome, ladies. Glad to have you back. So pull up a seat and join the discussion because you're watching POV. So, in case you missed it, over the Labor Day weekend, President Trump's health has been raising eyebrows. And doctors say he's dealing with CVI, chronic venous insufficiency, basically swelling in the legs. And people have noticed those big bruises on his right hand that he's been covering up with makeup. But what really had folks talking was his sudden disappearance from the spotlight. 6 days straight without a public appearance and 16 days without leaving the D.C. area, the longest stretch since he took office. And you know how fast rumors like to spread, so some people even posted rest in peace Donald Trump. Yes, R.I.P. Donald Trump posts were everywhere with hashtags like Trump is dead, convincing people the president was gone. But why? I didn't hear any of this.
Me either. This is my
so
first
this was
time
surprising to me. Yeah.
Honey, Friday night, I ain't gonna call no names. I don't want to put them out there.
Uh-oh.
Somebody came to my house. I was on the couch. They wanted to do something else. They come running in there. Donald Trump is dead. Donald Trump is dead. And the way they were so happy, I was so upset. I was so upset. And I had to tell them an old saying my mama used to say, when you dig one hole, dig two. No, for real. And ask God to forgive you, though, for real, because I just couldn't believe they ain't going to say your shit. You cannot. Like, to rejoice in someone's death, that's a little bit disgusting.
You do that without nobody seeing.
Right.
You do that when you in the comfort of your
Right.
Behind closed doors.
Right.
Oh my goodness. So why do you think people were so ready to accept that he was dead?
I mean, the why is clearly evident. We're not saying the why. Now, that is clear. To me, it's like something deeper is happening on his side because I just don't see a publicity stunt where he's not benefiting. So there is something there. Yeah. I think people are just curious to what it is, and that may be a way to pull them out. Like, hey, what's going on? We think he's dead. Now y'all have to say something. So I think that's probably something that's going on.
I really don't know. And I don't wish harm on that man. I pray that he's okay. We really need to get that tan fixed.
That ain't gonna never be okay.
Because why they put that blob of makeup on that man's hand like he's not a billionaire? Come on, blending.
My God.
Just hurry up and put it on there.
Well, shoot, ain't nothing real about the man.
Yeah, a beauty blender.
They did what they could. They did what they could.
It just goes to show that his color of choice is not even a real color.
Yeah.
I think it's like a compilation. I don't know if y'all ever made baked beans with the ketchup and a little mustard. It look like a little ketchup, a little mustard, a little gold.
Why would y'all do that to that man?
Oh my God. We hope you're okay, President Trump.
What do y'all say about this? Because, you know, he made a big deal about Biden's health. I mean, he went everywhere about Biden's health and what he thought about it. Even after Biden's health, he had such ugly things to say. So,
well, that's why he's not saying nothing, is what I'm telling you. Because he actually has an issue as well. If he didn't have an issue, trust me, he would be benefiting. Oh, yeah, this is going on. Because something is going on, he can't say nothing. And then we're going to have to call him out.
Also, during Biden's term, he's an entertainer.
Yes.
He knows how to get a crowd.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah.
So now that the shoe was on the other foot,
let's be quiet.
Let's keep it
he's catching up to Sleepy Joe.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. We talked about it a little bit the other day about maybe Trump being a time traveling shit. So what I believe just could have happened. He probably done went through that portal so many times. Some of that skin, some of that hair, some of everything get left behind.
You're leaving behind stuff. Oh my God.
My girl said there was a glitch in the system.
Wow, should we really be like focusing on, I think we should be focusing on politicians' health, especially when they're the president. I mean, we really should know the condition that one is in, so we know how things may be transitioning.
I think there's a fine line between that, because when someone's going through a health issue, right, they themselves don't even know how to deal with it at some point. So to share that without knowing how you're going to deal with it internally, I think that's muddy waters. I think they should probably, just like they're doing now, deal with it internally to figure out the best way, because the public
best way to introduce us to it.
It's histrionics. Oh my God, the world can literally shamble when they hear something that So you don't want to trigger people. You want to make sure that you keep it in house until you're able to really
effectively
effectively
about it. Yeah. And he's also elderly, so we need.
Is he elderly? They don't think he is.
Well, he don't think he a lot of things.
Okay.
Let's not.
Now, what if it was a female, a woman leader? Like if it was
Hillary? Girl, they would be digging.
Okay,
they would be digging. Yeah. They would be digging way more if it was a female. People think they own women, so I think they would be digging.
And I also think that our menstrual cycles disqualify us from being able to lead.
Wow. Unbelievable. That's ridiculous.
Right.
Okay. Well, He was spotted with his son, though, at the golf course.
Allegedly.
It wasn't him.
He did an address today as well.
Oh, okay.
Earlier, like an hour
Okay, well, see, he's out there talking.
So that's probably his doppelganger, though.
I'm like, Sally, I don't know about that. I don't know if I believe
Not another orange stunt double.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, he's capable of anything. I don't put nothing past that man.
I know. Okay, so on to the next topic. Over the weekend, again, a lot of things happened over this weekend. Louisville police arrested a 13-year-old boy in connection with an alleged sexual assault involving a 73-year-old woman. The woman was just cleaning her front porch when the boy rode up on his bike asking for directions. But according to investigators, the encounter quickly escalated. He allegedly groped her multiple times before she was able to make him stop. Police say the boy doesn't even live in her neighborhood, and there's no evidence, thank God, that this is part of a larger pattern targeting senior women. Stories like these leave us with a lot of questions. What is going on?
I'm just thrown off. He doesn't live there. He's 13. What's the motive? What's the end goal? My first reaction is, what's wrong with him? Like, is he mentally disabled, challenged? Like, is there something wrong with him? Because I don't see a regular human just doing that. They don't live there. What's his MO? Where did he come from? Was he walking? Who dropped him off? Like, I have so many questions. Give me a moment.
Yeah. I mean, this really does leave us with a lot of questions. Like, I want to see what led up to this.
Does he think he was helping her? Like, I don't know.
I really thought he was helping her as well, because the way she's turning around, she doesn't look like she is like really attentive or worried about what he's doing back there until it seems to go too far. Right, but even this whole situation is just, I wish we really had more information.
Can we get some audio, though? Even that would have probably put some, I don't know. Like, I really don't know what to take from this.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times. I also saw her interview over the weekend where she was saying, like, that she wanted him, like, he needs to be punished, but it sounds like she almost wanted the boy to get life in prison.
Maybe she felt assaulted, perhaps, and, when you feel assaulted.
But it looked like
you feel violated.
She did say whatever's on there, get it off of me.
That's what it gave to me. So
I'm trying to understand the groping part.
Yeah.
Is it because he patted her too many times?
It looks like
they were longer pats. They seemed like they got a little, there was some time in between.
Did she ask him to take
The
something off her?
past.
I don't know. I need more context to that.
It really looks like he was helping her, and then
That doesn't look sexual.
he said the butt
Yeah,
just jiggled a little bit too good.
It didn't look like that though. To me.
I know. I didn't get the
that
same
from
thing.
that. I did not get that from this, and I'm not gonna act like I
right.
got it from there just because this is the headline.
Right.
I didn't get that.
I
I
honestly,
didn't get that.
I don't see sexual.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
Neither.
Until I read it, then I was like, is that what's happening here? I mean, I don't know.
And so you wait for
There
him to
seemed to be
walk up
so much
on
context
you.
that's
He's already
missing.
walked up on you. You stay there. Like, did you ask him to help you with something? I'm so confused. It doesn't make any sense, and I'm not going to try to make it make sense.
Well,
but
they
it
say he
doesn't.
should be punished. So, but see, again,
Of
we
course
don't
he
even
should
know.
be
till
punished.
it
What
comes-
is his
black.
story?
He's black.
Exactly. We're not going to do
black.
that.
Is that what you say? He's black?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
of
don't
course
know
he
the
feel like he should be
context.
over the
they
weekend.
they need to play the audio.
That's what I'm
did she
saying. Like,
ask
what
him
is
to
she
do
saying? You
15
can't say,
minutes
oh,
before
he
got
didn't.
there?
We don't know the context here. Like,
Yeah.
what is his side? What is he saying?
And a lot of
Because
people
her
are
side
saying-
is he was violating her. That
we know
but
what
we
she
don't know
gonna
his
say.
side.
We
And
know
I
what
believe
she
that the
gonna say.
granddaughter is the one that made the complaint. And so what some
You
people were
see, now
saying in the
that's-
comments is that they feel like something happened. Maybe it wasn't that big of a deal, but they were watching maybe their grandmother's camera or whatever. And now it's like, you know,
Let's make a
Yeah.
big deal
exactly,
out
make
of
a big
it.
deal out of it.
We got to be careful with that when we're getting third-party information. It's
Yeah.
very important to understand the totality of it because everything is not always what it seems. You know, we could
Right.
look at it and then the whole time it's a different story. Like, I'm very careful with that. I'm not going to just
Right.
go based off, oh, I just
The
saw that.
headline,
No, I'm not
yeah.
going
'Cause
based off that.
headlines are meant to get you to
yes,
pull
they want
into
to
it.
evoke
Yeah.
emotion out of
Yeah.
you so you can
Right.
feel this like, oh, punish him. We don't know at
Right.
no point how this even transpired. He don't live there.
Right.
So was he invited? When he walked up on her, she did not seem shooken.
She
She
did not.
waited.
She-
So like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna go
Yeah.
against my right
Yeah.
mind just to believe what I'm
Yeah.
getting told.
Yeah.
Good,
Not happening.
good. Yeah, because that's how I felt too when I initially viewed this piece. I was just like, first of all, it's not enough information to
Yeah.
determine what happened here because to me at that moment, it looked innocent, like he was helping her
Yes.
and maybe she got something on her pants. She was like,
Yes.
but then when I read it, then it seemed like
Girl,
toward
because
the
they
end it was
inflated
taking too
it.
long.
They
But yeah,
inflated it. That's
they
why I
did,
said, no,
yeah.
I'm very careful with that kind of information.
yeah.
Right.
But we have to take a quick commercial break. But don't you go anywhere. We'll be back with Girlfriend's Guide and Unpopular Opinion. Coming up next, stay tuned. You're watching Point of View.
For tuning in with us and for sticking with us during this quick commercial break. We have a question for you guys at home as well as one for us at the table. The question is, could you take relationship advice from someone who is always single?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Always
absolutely.
single?
You're always single.
The always is throwing me, but it's like,
Right.
you're like, stop it. Yes,
Are-
you can.
Are we implying someone who's monogamous too often? Like
That's
jumping
where
from
you-
relationship to
no.
relationship?
But it leaves you with that's where your brain went. So then for you, then yeah, because it's open to interpretation.
Yeah. Single.
Yes.
Yes. Now, if we have, there's a lot of people who do the I'm in a relationship every 6 months.
Yeah.
Right, maybe not that one.
We have to question your discernment a little bit there.
Okay.
That's where I'd be like, well,
But how about if we keep it black and white? If we're just saying the person was
Just
always
single.
saying they never been in a relationship.
that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
what I say. You
Yeah.
can learn from
Yeah.
people's experiences. I think at a certain age,
Yeah.
you don't need to just learn from your experience. I think that's, you know what I mean? That's just very childish of you.
Hercules,
Yeah. Like you can
Hercules.
learn from other people's
Yeah,
experiences.
because I think they could tell why they may be single.
Yeah.
They can tell what experiences they've had that make them feel they
Yes.
should be single.
Yes.
You know, we just don't know what that information
But
might
also,
be. But I do
singlehood
think
is
we
really
can.
good. Like,
Yeah, it literally
compared
is.
to a lot of people who demonize singlehood. Like, someone who is single has a lot of information to offer
Correct.
when it comes to being alone. So, yeah.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
love that. On Sunday,
Yeah.
my pastor was preaching about the gift of singleness, y'all. So check it out. But let us know, would you take advice from someone that's single? Don't go anywhere. We'll get right back to the show.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Now it's time to get into all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. Let's talk about the beauty standards and the way society can try to block or shame anyone who doesn't fit the mold. Social media can be unforgiving, and one innocent post can spark, oh my gosh, judgment from thousands. Take Naomi Pelula, 37, for example. She shared a simple selfie and was flooded with comments about her appearance. But instead of deleting it, she stood her ground. Period. I'm not an aesthetically beautiful person. I'm not, and that's okay. But I love myself, and I can be myself. Her experience isn't just about one photo. It's a reminder of how harsh the internet can be, and it makes you think, why are we so quick to criticize others, especially online? And how do we protect our self-esteem in a world obsessed with looks and likes? What you think about this?
Self.
I left the comment.
I love it. I think for me, right, when we go to talk about, she said aesthetically beautiful, so that's why I said I'm gonna take a seat back because that's her opinion of that, right? She feels that she's not an aesthetically beautiful person based off, I'm gonna finish that, westernized beauty standards is what I'm assuming, right? And I can, agree, disagree. I don't agree with that because I think beauty is truly in the eyes of the beholder. When we are so quick to judge, it's because of something we don't see in ourselves. It's because somebody else was quick to judge us, and so we do that to others. And I think the internet is a safe space for bullies.
Oh yeah.
It's not a safe space for people who are into themselves, that love themselves. It's a safe space for bullies because they're being bullied in their real reality. So I don't take offense to it. I think she did right by shining light to it because ultimately we all want to have self-love and abundance and feel grounded in ourselves and feel rooted in ourselves. That's actually a life goal. So for her to already have reached that, kudos to you, sis. You look amazing in your own aura. You're that girl.
I felt like she was just that light speaking to people who can hear, who can see.
Exactly.
And I loved that light about her. Yeah. And I love that she left the pictures up there.
Yes.
I remember time when I wouldn't do my hair. I'd get online. I'm like, I didn't feel like I should I don't want to feel like I got to be dressed up every time I get on. This is me. This is what I look like without the makeup. And this is what I look like with it. And I'm happy with myself.
But when did showing up online only occur when you were aesthetically attractive?
Yeah. When you gave too many people access to it.
I'm like, when did social media become about just being a conventionally attractive person? Social media was about socially sharing important moments or things that you really like about yourself, your selfies, pictures of the beach, picture up your dog.
Now you got to be dressed up, fixed up.
When did you have to be?
Everybody gained access. Everybody gained access. At some point, there's a reason why people don't get access to certain rooms. There's a reason why they have to look through your credentials to see if you can even enter the room. People have gotten access to something they don't even have the magnitude or capacity to withstand. They're like, I'm exposed to everything.
Right.
Oh my God, you hear men say all the time, I see so many beautiful people. Yeah, because at one point you didn't see that many beautiful people walking in your neighborhood. You get what I'm saying?
Now
too much, too soon.
Everyone thinks, and social media, I don't think it's detrimental. I think people are detrimental. But I think that people see one thing on social and they're like, this is lived experience. There are a ton of people who look just like her in the real world.
Yes.
You know what? And I got to be petty for a minute. I loved you guys' sentiments 100%. But so, it makes me think about like back in the day when Instagram was first coming about. It was created so that iPhone users could showcase the quality of pictures that they can capture on an iPhone on Instagram. So what messed us up? We let so many Android users. So many Android users. So seriously, but I do want to say, not the Android users catching straight. As long as I'm in the room, baby, pew pew. But what I do want to say is that there was honestly a light and a radiance in her eyes that people that maybe have succumbed to Western beauty standards, just don't often have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love that for her.
Yeah.
I love
that
too.
for her.
Yeah.
And I love she left the pictures up and was like, I'm not going to take
Yeah,
this down
that was
because
the main
people
thing.
have such superficial things to say. Because what we know, beauty is skin deep,
Yeah.
right? But what's in here, that's what's going to last.
constantly-
And that's what I'm concerned, the light.
Constantly
in her.
reminded of that because I experience the same issues that she experiences online because I'm so confident in myself. I can wear a crop top, I can wear shorts, I can wear a skirt, and people don't like it. When you are confidently doing things
don't.
that they wouldn't do themselves.
Or they wish they could.
Or they wish they could.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, you think you... No, I know.
No,
Yes.
right.
I know that's right.
I need you to know.
Yes.
And so she knew
Yes.
that she looked good. And that's
She's
why
that
she kept
girl.
them up.
That's
I'm
right.
not going to delete nothing when I know I
That's
look
right.
good.
Right. I
That's
don't need
right.
validation.
Period.
And
That's
the
right.
saddest part too is that, in this world, we are constantly fighting, or should be, to be able to see ourselves the way that God sees
Yes.
us. And so then who are we on the outside and operating outside of the image of God to then tell someone else that they're not beautiful if they see themselves how God sees them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right.
And the
Word.
thing is, we can be pretty on the inside, but so ugly. I mean, so ugly on the inside, pretty on the outside. And then when someone opens their mouth, then you see
Exactly.
that what's really on the inside
And that's
there.
that lack of radiance that their eyes be
That's
missing.
right. And that's what, to me, that's what those comments gave.
Yeah.
They gave that there was something wrong with the commentor, not the one who posted the picture.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
What's really going on inside of you
Correct.
that you felt you needed to say something so disgraceful, so ugly to this woman about her and her pictures? What's happening in you?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when you make those comments, you're really showing who you are
Correct.
rather than what's happening with someone else. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, let's move on to the next segment where things are about to get controversial. This has been controversial the whole time. We don't always see eye to eye, and that's exactly the point of unpopular opinion. So, a woman in Saginaw, Michigan, is in legal trouble for allegedly using her bridge card to buy baking supplies. Now, the bridge card is a, food stamps card, I believe.
Like an EBT.
EBT, okay, and then selling the baked goods to make extra money. Authorities say Talia C. Tinayaku, y'all can see that, 32, is facing food stamp fraud charges totaling over $1,000, which could land her up to 10 years in prison and $250,000 fine. It's one of those stories that make you stop and think, should this be treated as criminal behavior, or is it just someone trying to hustle to make ends meet, to make a better life? Where do we draw the line between survival and fraud?
We don't.
Well, how is that fraud?
I
Exactly.
don't know.
First of all, the program requires that you at least get a job so that you can maintain having EBT. So if she found a way to increase her income so that she can get out of her situation, wouldn't we be rewarding her?
Right.
That's if we lived in a society that rewarded that.
Right.
We do not, guys. We have to be reminded of where we are. I think
the
we get-
wickedness.
We get so comfortable thinking we are living in this world and no one is ruling over us to tell us what is and is not okay. That should be amongst the person to decide. Clearly, we're here saying like, I don't see what's wrong. Yeah, the justice system is what's wrong.
The system is what's wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy too because right now I heard that Trump is trying to pass a law. I don't know. Will it be saying I'm saying the right terminology, law this? I don't know what it is. But he's trying to do something where people are only allowed to stay on Section 8 for 2 years. And so in a time where rent is at an all-time high, jobs are at an all-time low, people aren't making
Wages
any
aren't
money.
going up.
This is what I'm saying. I'm just trying to figure out, like, in a situation like this where she's using the $1,000 of food stamps, because anyone in America knows $1,000 probably couldn't buy nothing but cake mix and some icing.
That's
Okay?
it. That's
Listen,
So I'm
what's her
confused.
name? Talia? Talia?
Talia?
Maybe
it's Talia.
Talia, I don't know if you're watching, Talia, but you need to start operating in the private, sis. You can dismiss that court case. Look up Mansa Mahatma, okay? Look up King Leaf. They will teach you how to do that. You could dismiss that court case and go live in the private and make a lot of money, okay? You are financially free. You just haven't been mentally escaped from that prison, okay, called the United States. Let's get it, boo.
Oh, my God. Say it for the ones that met.
She said this corporation is going to get me.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems so unfair that here's someone, like, you don't want people to be on the food stamp, so you say.
That's what they
Want,
said.
and then you want them to become self-sufficient, right, independent. So here's someone that's saying, look, I'm going to buy these things anyway, right? So let me make a business with using it. Now she's starting to make a business. Now you want to penalize her for making a business, selling her goods so she can get off the food stamps to be independent, right? And now and to be self-sufficient, and now you want to penalize
But that's why I said it's not really about how we feel. It's the law. Go back to reading the law and you will see your rights. You only have rights when you exercise them. If you do not exercise your rights, you have none. And so she just doesn't know her rights because lawfully they can't do that. They just can't. But we don't know that because we don't know our rights.
Right.
I saw something recently where the guy said, what are laws? They don't really follow those anymore. They don't really exist. They only
have to enforce it,
They only
though.
use it to put down specific people. Because in other situations, that law wouldn't have applied.
But no, I have to debunk that because really when it's black and white, when it's in the Constitution, when you're no longer operating in the public and you deem yourself to be alive, they cannot do that. The only person that could change something is God himself. That is why our president is able to get away with a lot of stuff he get away with. He operates in the private. He files UCC-1s against all his debt. He's able to get out of so much debt in all of these circumstances. Nobody knows how because he's operating in the private. So yes, know your rights and exercise them. If you don't exercise them, you don't have it. Enforce it. Go to court. Let them take you all the way to court.
We got to get you back on here so you can talk about operating in the private. Yes. Now, that's a wrap for today's show. Sunset is schooling you, okay? That's a wrap for today's show. But before we wrap, we will leave you with a quote. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you next time on POV.